We are live. We're streaming live on whenyouneedafriend.com, YouTube, and Facebook. We're also streaming live on Telegram. Does anybody have a Telegram for me? Please join me on Telegram, Lillian McDermott Radio Show, or the Classroom. I think it's what it's called. We'll figure it out. But anyway, join us there. All you know that it's time to dance. It's time to open our mind. And the best way to open our mind is to dance. Here we go. Fasten your seatbelt. We're going to learn and grow together. Time to dance.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear. Bridges we burn. We make mistakes. Then we live and learn. When life gets tough and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be. I'll be right here. Right here. And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning into the classroom for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can turn to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, last time we were together, I talked to you about going with the flow. How does it feel to be like away from resistance and just allowing, like riding that wave to the end, and then sitting at the shore and going, you know what? I could take another wave, go back, swim out, take that other wave. Sometimes when we're just like going towards the wave, fighting that resistance, it doesn't feel as good as when we're just going with the flow and riding the wave. So that was the last talk that we had. So go check it out. Today, I want to talk to you about embracing the power within us, the power within. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am so grateful and honored to be today the person who's going to be speaking to you, not only from Facebook and YouTube, but on whenyouneedafriend.com. Just scroll down to where it says listen live, and you can pick where you want to listen live. We're going to have to add Telegram on there because we are live on Telegram. Oh, I think we were live on Telegram. So only had to click Telegram and it works. Well, it's not working right now on mine. So something must have happened. I don't know if it's working or not. So Robert, check your Telegram. Everybody check your Telegram. Make sure that you got your Telegram working okay, because we are live there as well. So exciting, so exciting. The things we can accomplish when we put our minds to it collectively, because I couldn't do this alone. We dream it and people do it. And that's the way. And some of you are the people that do this. All of us are the people that do it. So I started thinking about healing and how powerful. As you know, we're doing the body code on November 5th and 6th. And I was thinking about the power that we have within us, the subconscious mind. And I can talk a little bit about the subconscious mind in a little bit. But before that, I was just thinking about how do we heal? Why is it that some people heal like that and other people just can't do it? Even with all the medication, the best medication in the world, maybe even doing it naturally, they just cannot heal. Well, I'm not God. I don't know the answer to that. But I can say that healing was kind of like the theme that I've been thinking about for today's class, because of the body code and the M Cube detox experience that we're also doing. So we're figuring out different ways we can tap into our body that will teach us how we can heal naturally. And I hope that that buzzword heal doesn't get me in trouble, because I was just told by YouTube that my classroom doesn't fit the narrative that they want to project. And so they demonetize me, but that's okay. I know that all of you will send donations to help out the classroom. So that's the mindset that I want to talk about today, is the mindset. So as I was focused on healing, my friend Karen, she always sends me an inspirational quote every morning. I look forward to it every morning. But today's quote, listen to this, was from Psalm 139, 17 through 18. It says, "How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Where I can count them are as the grain of sand. When I awake, I'm still with you." So it was about the thoughts in our head, going with the flow, and now healing. And so I thought, this is so nice, because this affirms that how we get better and how we create our life starts with the thoughts that we think. It sounds very simple, but let's talk about healing, because we're focusing on the body code, November 5th and 6th, here in Cape Canaveral, Florida, beautiful Cape Canaveral, Florida. And also the body code, which we started also the M Cube detox experience, which we started on September 27th, and it goes until December 13th, but you can join us anytime. You can even join us after we're done with the detox experience, because you're able to join us at any time, because we're recording everything. And every Tuesday night, we have a group classroom that comes together. Tonight, we expect Doug Kaufman to come on and talk about an antifungal diet and how it reduces inflammation in the body and kills the fungus that could be causing the disease in your body. So, wow, we have the power to do that. Wow. We have the power to tap into our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind knows everything that's happening in the body. Wow. That's the body code. So I started looking about healing, and I thought, what's the best book that I can reference about healing? Where did you go? I went to the basic instructions before leaving Earth. I went to the Bible. And in my research, this was a quick research. And we're only as smart as our Google search, right? So 149 verses in the Bible are about healing. But here's what I know about healing, is that the disciples were given the right to heal. The same breath that was breathed into the disciples was breathed into us as well when we took our first breath. So we have that power to heal as well. But somewhere along the way, we have been told that we are not enough to figure it out. This is what's so exciting and what I love about doing this class. And if you have any questions today, type in a Q, write down your question, whether you're on Telegram, I think you have to text me, but YouTube, you can write in the comments and I will check it in a little bit before the class is done. So this is from the work of Joe Dispenza. And if you've never heard of Joe Dispenza, you need to look for him. It's no difference than when I talk about Bruce Lipton. You need to look for his information, because it's life-changing and very empowering to you, especially if you have a condition where you've been told that there is no hope, that there is no cure. And tomorrow we're going to be talking to Mary Lee Jacobs of the documentary Disease, Reversal, Hope. And so this is kind of like a theme here, isn't there? Okay, so the work of Joe Dispenza. So this is what this whole reason I wanted to do this class today is because we can choose how our body responds. We can choose by our thoughts if we're going to be affirming health or if we're going to be affirming death. Every word you speak is an affirmation, and every thought that you think is a belief that you have, whether you acknowledge it or not, it goes through your mind, and I'll go through what the brain believes and doesn't believe. So 80%. So Joe Dispenza reports in the book is called Placebo. The book is called Placebo. So 80% of people that were doing a depression study, so they were in a study for depression, 80% of people that were in this study that took the placebo got well, almost better than the actual drug. So that means 4 out of 5 people that were in this trial, this depression drug trial, got better, felt better with a placebo. How does that happen? Well, not only that, this is for antidepressants. The antidepressants, it did better. The placebo just did better than the antidepressant. 4 out of 5 people got better. So they went a step further, and they did a brain scan. This is before they knew the people that they were taking the placebo. They did a brain scan, and there were changes in their brain. When they were told that they were taking a placebo, they could not believe it. They could not believe that the thought, the power that they gave that pill, changed their thoughts about how they would heal or feel better. So they technically healed themselves with their thoughts. Think about that. Later, they did another test, or there's another story that he shares in this book, which is that the opposite can happen. It's called a nocebo effect. So you have the placebo effect. This is when we're trusting and we believe that all's going to be well. So there's such a thing as a nocebo effect. This is where no matter what you do, you know you're not going to get better. So they did, in the book, again, Placebo, Joe Dispenza interviewed a doctor who told a patient, a cancer patient, that he had cancer and he was terminal and he didn't have much to live. The response of the patient was, well, I just want to live till Christmas. I just want to enjoy one more holiday. That's all I need. That's all I need. And that's what happened. After the holidays, the patient survived. And then after the holidays, he passed away. So when he passed away, when they were doing the autopsy, they did not find any cancer in the patient. That's the nocebo effect. That is how powerful we are. Our thoughts can give us life. Our thoughts can kill us. So every word that you say is an affirmation. Every word that you think, everything that you say is an affirmation. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. What are you affirming? So how can you rewrite your thoughts? And that was my big question to Bruce Lipton when I interviewed him back in 2013. Life-changing information, by the way. Life-changing information to know that you can shift your life by the thoughts you think. How much more would you protect your thoughts if you believed this was true? Because remember, there's the placebo effect and there's the nocebo effect. So if you believe this is bunk, it will be bunk. If you believe that, oh my gosh, this is resonating with me. How many times have you said, I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. I was right about this and I was right about that. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have bet on that dog, or I would have bet on those stocks. I wish I would have gotten that ticket. I knew it. I knew those were the numbers. But we don't. We fall back and we say, oh, that's no big deal. No big deal. It's just a roll of the dice. That's how my life is created. that is furthest from the truth. Again, there are 149 scriptures about healing and the greatness. And that's not even talking about the greatness and all the things that we can accomplish. Philippians, it says, I can do all things with Christ who gives me strength. So that is so important, that your spirit, mind, and body be in alignment so that you can create what you want. So if things are not happening, and I've told you the story before about my vision board. I have my vision board, and I know that when you want something and it's not happening and you're not creating it, it's because you believe you don't deserve it. Deep down inside, subconsciously, you believe you don't deserve it. And so I know from my training and from my own self-learning and my guarding of my thoughts that when something isn't happening, it's because I am doing something to block it. So I thought to myself, what is the lie? What is the lie in my head? And so I was blow drying my hair at the time, and I looked at my vision board, and there it was. It said believe. It said believe, but the word was in white and the IE was in red. And so all I saw was lie. So I thought, what is the lie at the center of my belief? So think about it. When something, if you're looking at your life, you can go into resistance and go, "Arr," or you can flow and say, okay, what's the lie? Let me rewrite the lie, because if it's a lie, it's a lie. So you ask yourself, is this true? And the answer is no, it's not true. I am worthy to receive this. Or yes, I am worthy, or I am enough, or I am smart, or I am talented enough. I do have what it takes. If you say that over, and of course you have to, your intention needs to match your skills. I mean, I wouldn't say, yes, I can do brain surgery and show up and not have a day of training. That's delusional. So as I was doing this, I was thinking, okay, what's the lie at the center of my belief? And once I was able to figure out what was holding me back, it was able to move forward. I was able to move forward. So what is keeping you from the power that you want? And I'm not talking about power as an egocentric, I am powerful, or you're my weaker subjects. No, I'm talking about the life you want to create, the health you want to create, the marriage you want to create, the relationships you want to create, the happiness you want to create, the abundance that you want to create. That's what I'm talking about. Where is it? But how sad that that man that thought that he was dying, that he had a terminal illness. This is not the first story that I've heard. I've heard multiple stories about this. Same thing happened to Dr. Bruce Lipton's mentor. They found a spot in his lung. And they gave him, I mean, this man was an amazing man. He was Dr. Bruce Lipton's, and look him up if you don't know who Dr. Bruce Lipton is. He was his mentor. And here he is, felt some pain on his side, had an x-ray, and from there, the doctors told him he had 3 months to live, and 3 months to the date, the man passed away. So as his children were cleaning up his office, they found a stack of x-rays. And his children went back 20 years. They went back. And that spot was the exact size and the exact space and place that it was 20 years moving forward. In the same spot, the man died. How many times do we use anxiety and worry and all that to hold us back? But if you were to take all that anxiety, which is a low frequency, fear, low frequency, and turn it around to, instead of using the word, I'm anxious, you use the word excited, which is a higher frequency. How much more can you tap into your body? How much more will you be able to accomplish when you take that, what we use to paralyze us, to create it as fuel? How much more can you create if you were to take those thoughts in your head? And so let me go back and let me replenish maybe your ideas for those of you who have been listening listening to the classroom for a long time, just know that that some people don't, that are tuning in for the first time. So I'm just going to repeat myself, and repetition, that's how you rewrite the program. That's how we get great at basketball, and how we get great at singing or playing the piano or an instrument. That's how we do it. Is we keep doing repetition. So here's going to be repetition for some of you, and some of you are not. So from the moment you're conceived to the moment, maybe 7, 8, and maybe most of your life, but until you're like 7 or 10 years old, you are recording everything you see. You're a human tape recorder. Those thoughts later become your subconscious mind. Those are the filters by which you view the world. We have about 40 to 70,000 thoughts a day, depending on how active your mind and your imagination is. Of those 40 to 70,000 thoughts a day, 90% of them are repetitive. These aren't new thoughts. This is how you're able to drive and not even know you're driving, maybe a little distracted, because your body takes over, your subconscious takes over, and it takes you there safely. It's designed to keep you safe. Repetition, that repetition. You can do it in your sleep. You can walk around your house with your eyes closed because you've walked it so many times. So that's what the brain does. So now let's talk about that 90% repetition. Been there all along. Here's the thing that we got to understand. 80% of those thoughts are negative. By the time you graduate from high school, you've heard no, the word no, over 100,000 times, compared to maybe 1,000 times or maybe 10,000 times that you hear yes. So the odds are against you that the 80% is going to take charge, And so we're going to kind of be fearful, because that fear, when you were a child, was there to keep you alive. Don't touch this, don't touch that. Remember that dog bit you. Now don't touch that dog. So those are the things that helped you when you were a child to survive and thrive. Those are the same thoughts that are now holding us back. Not just you, me too. We all need to be conscious of the thoughts, and make sure you're sharing and tagging everybody, because I'm being, we're not going to allow these algorithms to get the best of us. We are the 99%. Share and tag and text and tell everybody that we're talking about this today. And it's such empowering information. It's what changed my life. So here's some things about the brain that you must know. The brain doesn't know do or don't. It just knows what you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on what you don't want, it creates more of what you don't want. If you're focusing on what you do want, it creates more of what you do want. So focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, so you can create more of what you want. Got it? Second thing about the brain doesn't know the difference between fact or fiction. That's why you can watch a movie and jump and get scared when the character gets attacked or whatever, because your body is acting as if it's in that. You're seeing it, it's filtering through your body, and your body knows that this is happening. And it believes it's happening to you, not to a fictional. That's why I always say, if you love those books about war and crime and all that, change it, shift it around once in a while to a happy and something lighthearted, because you're injuring your body every time you think about something that's happened to you in the past, or if you're worried about the future. Change it to focusing on what you want right now. Past or present doesn't recognize past or present. It acts as if it's happening now. Again, you could be telling me about something that happened to you 40 years ago and telling me the story, but how that intensity of the way you're telling the story with emotion, the body is acting as if it's happening right now. So you're re-injuring. Rumination re-injures your body. If you're thinking about it over and over and over again, you're re-injuring your body. Please know this. And this is why we need to be aware of these things, catch ourselves, rewrite the program. And here's the last thing about the brain that I think is just so amazing. It does not know who you're angry with. It assumes it's you. So if you are having hatred towards the world, the cancel culture, and you're just blah about everybody else's opinion, and your opinion's the one that matters, and you're just holding resentment toward this person hurt you as a child, this person screwed you financially, guess what? Your body is sending those signals, and it believes that you are the one that it's angry with. And so these are the thoughts that's going to start manifesting death in your life, as opposed to I love and forgive, and I trust and honor my body, and I know that I was created, the creator that who created me gave me the power to create and to heal. But I must do what I need to do for the body. I must do what the body needs me to do to give it what it needs, the nutrients, the water, the laughter, the dancing. That's why we dance. When you dance, you can't have a negative thought, and you're just open to possibility and opportunity. So what are the thoughts in your head? I have another story that Joe Dispenza tells. And this is a doctor named Beecher. Dr. Beecher was a physician in World War II, and he was in the front lines. And the main thing that they would use to do surgery was they would give the patient morphine, and then they would perform the surgeries. And then the patients were sent to wherever they needed to go to start the healing process. They ran out. They ran out of morphine. And they had patient after person after person coming in that needed patching up. And so he decided that he was going to do the saline. He was going to do saline and tell the patient and do a ritual. You know, we are giving you morphine. We're telling you about to give him morphine. And the patient would be relaxed, and he would be able to perform surgery with saline. This was World War II. Where's this information today? Where is this? It's suppressed because we are being kept small. And by the way, I don't know if I'll be able to keep this class in Facebook and YouTube, but if you don't see it, just go to my BitChute and Odyssey account, because it'll be there, and then you'll have a recap. If you just see the recap, the link of the class, the total class will be on there as well. So, but you have to look at the description. So surgery with saline solution, because they went through this ritual. Okay, nurse, we're going to be administering cc's of morphine into the patient's body, and you will feel really relaxed right now. And they were able to perform surgery, and the patients did not suffer any more than if they would have had morphine in their body. In fact, some of the people that take medications, placebo medications, develop side effects. They tell them what the side effects are, and they're able to develop the side effects. This is real data. This is there for you to look for. Go to pubmed.gov. Go check this information out. Do not believe a word I say. Confirm it. Be curious about what I'm saying, not critical. Just be curious and go check it out. We are so powerful beyond belief. Every thought that we think is creating life or creating death. What are you creating? What am I creating in my life? What do you want? So this is why I love what I do. I don't think of this as work, but I also know that the thoughts that I think and how much work I pile onto myself can cause me to release the same hormones as if I were stressed or in an illness situation. So if I want to focus on what I want, and I know that I can focus on what I want, but I also must, because first it's the thought, then it's the feeling, and then it's an action. First, you have the thought. That thought kind of goes around your head, and all of a sudden you start feeling that way. And then that feeling converts into, I'm going to do it, I'm not going to do it. So what, depending on your thought, your feeling is your action. So if I want, and I'm focusing on what I want, and I want to create abundance for myself, or I want to create a better marriage, or I want to create whatever, friendships, or a new career, or I just want to create something different. I just want happiness. Whatever it is that you want, you start focusing on that. And then you surround yourself with things that bring you joy. You dance, you laugh, you read things that bring you joy. You look at positive affirmations. You do positive affirmations. You start rewriting the program. You do all those things. And guess what happens to your body? It starts releasing endorphins, and it starts releasing dopamine. And it's the best shot that you could ever give yourself. It's the best pill that you can take, because you start feeling good. You'll go exercise. You start feeling better. You'll start attracting more people, because you're all these thoughts, feelings, and actions will support you. But here's what happens when you say, yeah, I don't believe that. Okay, let's go there. So let's say you say, the doctor says to you, you've got mold in your body, like what we're working on with now. And that was what happened to Robert and I just recently. I was so overwhelmed with everything that needed to be done. We started thinking about creating a group, a support group. Well, that led to a class. Now we have the M-Cube detox experience, and that's mold, metals, microbes, from treatment to recovery with support. We meet every Tuesday night from September 27th all the way to December 13th. You can purchase this at any time. You can join us at any time. This all came from, how can I create something that will support us and support somebody else? Because if I'm overwhelmed and I have all the resources in the world, what about somebody else who gets this news? Because doctors will tell you you have MS, lupus, you have Parkinson's, you have even ALS, but or maybe they'll tell you that you've been exposed to mold, but they have no clue. Here's a pill. Take the pill. Don't change your lifestyle and diet. Don't change the way you think. Don't change. But we're looking at this spirit, mind, and body. We're looking at the environment. We're looking at our body. And we're also looking at the toxins, at our thoughts, our spiritual traumas. We're looking at all of that. That came from hearing I had mold and that Robert had mold. We could have said, oh boy, what do I do now? Oh, let me tell everybody on Facebook how depressed I am. First, it's a thought, then it's a feeling, then it's the action. Do we think I'm going to act on that? No. Why? Because, oh, I got a lot of pity today. What good is that pity if you're sick? A healthy person has 1,000 dreams, but a sick one has only one. But how are you going to manifest those thoughts? So you start thinking about, oh, now I'm dying and this is going to be the worst. What? I have to give up sugar? Oh, no, I got to give up alcohol? Oh, my. Next thing you know, you start feeling depressed because you don't feel well. And next thing you know, you're releasing adrenaline and cortisol. And the body is acting as if this is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. When in fact, we have the power to heal. We have the power, and it begins with a single thought. Does this make any sense to anybody out there? Is anybody listening? Let me know by texting, by tagging, I don't have my phone with me. I don't know what happened to my phone, but you can text 407-373-5959. Ask your questions, type in a Q. But before you do that, there are so many scriptures that say that we are powerful. If the disciples could do it, why can't we? Why is it that someone that is small and like maybe someone like me can pick up a car when your baby is underneath that car? Where'd that come from? Oh, it won't happen to me. It just happens to other people. Those are the thoughts that we think that make us right about the nocebo. You have the placebo, you have the nocebo. It doesn't matter what we call it. It starts with a thought. The creation of an airplane started with a thought. Murder started with a thought. So what are we affirming? Okay, so I'm going to share with you how to rewrite the program. I'm writing it down so that I can go back to it, because I want to go back and I'm going to share with you some of the things that you guys need to do to help support what you want. So I want you to go to whenyouneedafriend.com, and I want you to text, tag, tell everybody about the website, but subscribe. The first thing you need to do is subscribe. While you're there, make sure you like and follow me, everything that you need. Like all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you to all our podcasts, our YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Odyssey. It'll take you to, hopefully soon, Telegram, and it will take you to scroll down, and where it says watch live, it'll take you to the live video. You can text me at any time. My phone number is there. All my contact information is there. Also check out my sponsors, because without them, I would not be able to do what I do. But that's not enough, because I'm very limited on who I could ask to be a sponsor or who could become a sponsor, because it has to be natural, no chemicals. It has to be about natural health, holistic, functional. And I don't mind bringing someone that has a difference of opinion, but if that's the only thing, like for example, a surgeon, my goodness, there are certain surgeries that are life changing. If you're in an accident, don't go to an allopathic doctor at that point, or a homeopath to rub something on your broken bones. You do need, there's a purpose for doctors. There's an incredible need for them. But when it comes to an everyday life, if you were to change your lifestyle, so because I am not able to tap into all this pharmaceutical drugs and all the different things that where the big money is, I need your support. I need your help. So those sponsors that come forward, like Dr. Jennifer Gramith, who said, I want to support you. I want to be a sponsor. And the pharmacy in Merritt Island, the pharmacy has been my longest sponsor. And all you have to do is tell them that you saw me at the pharmacy in Merritt Island. Tell Ross and their team that you heard about them on the Lillian McDermott radio show. You get 20% off your compounds, your medications, whatever that you get from there off, because you mentioned the classroom. So support them the way that they're supporting us. Again, I do need financial help. I know that abundance is coming. I know that abundance is coming, and it's in your pockets. It's in your purses. It's in your wallets. So share that alignment with me, because you get this class for free. So help us, because it's become more expensive to do the classroom with all the censorship and cancel culture. We have got to do more and protect ourselves even more. So please check out my Shop Now bag. Check out all the different Lilly approved products that I absolutely love from head to toe. Also, I want to let you know that, one of the things I'm very proud of, there are many things I'm proud of, but this is probably one of my recent ones. The New Truth series, Book of Revelation, and the New Truth series, 100 lessons. Started off with 50, but ambitious that way. Lessons from the Exodus with Dr. Lorraine Day. We're also giving, next week, Dr. Day comes back, so you have one more week. We're in honor of Isla Hall. We're giving away one of these DVDs. If you are out of the country and you want this DVD, you just need to pay for shipping. But if you're in the United States, it's yours. Also, we have the online version of this, which is cheaper, but great Christmas presents as the holidays approach us, please keep that in mind, that you give life to people. And if you're not a believer and you just, maybe you believe in a higher power, but you call your higher power something different, that's fine too. Just know that God is God. God doesn't care what you call God. And I know I'm going to get letters about this one, but that's okay. You do you, I do me. And so that you understand the importance of this is that if you can donate $1 or $1,000 a month, or a one-time donation, or your time, your talent, your treasure, by sharing this and let people know that we're in the classroom and we're viable, that we're still alive, and that we're teaching new truths, that is help right there. So do whatever you can, because it helps us grow the classroom. So I'm going to check and see if I see any questions. So let's see. Ignore people. Oh, yes. You ignore Google. Yes. So I have received, like I said, 11 deletions of classes that I've had since 2015, 2017. So this year alone, I'm not counting the ones before, like in 2019, 2020, when we did all these things about the virus. So when now it's been 11, and then they said, oh, we're not monetizing you, but you can approve, you can apply again in 1 month. You think I want to apply? I don't want to apply. I know that my audience, the listeners, the followers, the people who are benefiting from this classroom, they are so generous beyond belief. And all of you will, even if it's $1, it doesn't matter, whatever you can will be so helpful, especially if you find this class helpful. So now I want to talk to you about rewriting the program. And remember, if you have a question, type in a Q. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Kim says, I'm a big fan of positive self-talk. Okay. This is more than positive self-talk, because I know somebody that made fun of me because they called me a person that was chronic, what was the word? Chronic positivity or toxic positivity. That's it. See, I can't even think that way. It takes me a while, but I remember everything, which is an affirmation all of you should have. I remember everything. That's an affirmation that I am manifesting as we speak. So I remember everything. So yes. So here we go. The fact that toxic positivity. Now, I can understand people that are, oh, it'll all be well. It's all well. And then you go home, you go, oh no, the shoe's going to fall. Everything's going to be bad. I can't believe it. That's going to be, oh my God. And that positive that you just presented got rewritten and overrode by your negative thoughts. Remember, 90% of your thoughts are positive, repetitive. I'm sorry, 90% are repetitive. 80% are negative. So we're going to have this inclination to go to the worst case scenario, but you got to stop. And this is something that I created, for myself, and I've shared with the people I coach, and I share with my children, and it's helped with, friends. They come to me and they say, this terrible thing happened. And now this and this and this is going to happen. How do you know? How many of you, even if you have a crystal ball, really know that that is an accurate 100% proof that things are going to happen? You don't. The thoughts you think is a predictor. So if you're thinking that the worst case scenario will happen, and at the end of that you go, see, I knew that would happen. Why did you create that? Why did it happen? It happened because your thoughts became part of your feelings, became part of your action. Because if I'm disempowered, why even bother? If Dr. Cowden would have called me and said, Lily, what Robert has is fungi. Oh, that means if he's got fungus, my symptoms for someone who should be 100% healthy, I keep saying, why do I have these symptoms again? No doctor. And I've gone to a lot of doctors just to figure out why is this happening? Why I eat well, my thoughts are pristine. What is going on here? Nobody even thought mold could be the culprit. So if you've been told that you have a chronic illness, you have fibromyalgia, diabetes, lupus, tremors, if you have, it could, Lyme. We had Dr. Neil Nathan say here in the classroom, if somebody presents themselves with Lyme and they're not getting better, he's testing them for mold. That's a co-infection. He's testing them for mold. And if they have mold, first he kills the mold, he gets rid of the mold, and then he addresses the Lyme. Same thing for cancer, same thing for lupus, same thing for tremors, same thing for fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, same thing for, fill in the blank, depression, anxiety. Those are all symptoms of mold toxicity. What about the thoughts we think? What about what's really going on? Do you know that every time I tell somebody that I'm coaching, why do you think this is happening? Most of the time they say, I don't know. Then I say, just so you know, tip here, if you're going to fall into this with me, I'll say to you, but what if you did know? Stop, listen to your body, and tell me what it tells you. 10 times out of 10, they tell me. We know these things. Everything we need to know is in our body. How do we tap into it? That is why I'm excited about the body code. There's still some tickets. There's still some VIPs tickets as well. And it's right here, November 5th and 6th in beautiful Cape Canaveral, Florida, at the Radisson. Dr. Bradley Nelson is going to join us, and he is going to enlighten us in a way that we didn't even know we knew. So he's going to talk about the emotion code. We've heard about the emotion code. Last January, we did the emotion code workshop here in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And then now we're going to do the body. What does the body include? It includes parasites, toxins. It's going to include nutrition, emotions. It's going to include pathogens. It's going to include a roadway, like a mapping to health. If this is this is that, then you are able to learn about how to tap into that subconscious mind without all the emotion, all the thoughts that keep us from going, oh, I don't want to, it's going to hurt too much. Listen, a moment of pain, as opposed to a lifestyle, a lifelong disastrous life. Let's get it over with. So this will help you tap into your subconscious mind and find out what is really going on with you without all the emotional fear. It's just curiosity. And we're going to be showing 2 classes next week, because November 5th and 6th is right around the corner. So get your tickets today. Get them now. I even give you permission to just go while you're listening, go to your phone while you're listening, click on and get your tickets, because it's going to be, I know it is a powerful 2 days. So if your thoughts and you're fearful and all the shame and blame, and those are the emotions, the frequencies that we emit that are so low, those are the ones that release adrenaline and cortisol. That's the shame, that's the fear, that's the anger, that's the because when you are angry, and that's the emotion that you are able to display and tell everybody, I'm angry, I'm boo, 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 boo. When you're angry, underneath it, it's sadness. It's shame. It's fear. That's what it is. So when you get to unravel all that and you go, wow, you mean there's beauty in what happened back then? And you start looking and diving and rewriting the program. You start thinking about, oh, that thought doesn't support me anymore. Write it down. Write a thought that is the opposite that will support you. So start catching all these thoughts. Write them down. And if your thought is, I am useless, then write down right next to it, because you're going to write the negative, because just so that you can rewrite the program with, I am so useful. My life is so meaningful and I am so useful. Or you're ugly, but God created me with beauty inside and out. You're fat. My body is constantly eating nutritious foods and I am releasing weight. Make everything in the now, the I am, the powerful I am that I am. I'm not saying we are God, but the God in us gives us the power, just like the disciples did, to heal, to bring people to life. But we have been conditioned that that is not real. I'm telling you that we've been lied to. It is real. Placebo or nocebo. It's your choice. It's your choice. The woman that had a blood disorder for 12 years, all her finances were exhausted. And she knew about this power. And she crawled, and there were multitudes of people. And she crawled, and she touched the hem of Jesus's garment. And Jesus said, who touched me? See, it was her faith. It was her belief that she would get better. And that took the power away from Jesus. Not took the power, but he felt that power, that emotion leave his body. We are that powerful. And she was healed. The paralytic man that sat by the pool for 35 years, waiting to be put into the pool so that he could be healed. Jesus didn't just heal him. He asks us the question, do you want to be healed? And he answered, yes, I want to be healed. Then he said, pick up your mat and walk. It's time for us to pick up our mat and walk. Stop waiting for that pill. Stop waiting for anyone to breathe death onto you or life onto you. Do it. First, it's a thought. Then it's the feeling. Then it's the action. What actions will you take? Will you join us in the M-Cube Detox experience? Will you look at some of the self-help courses that we have at whenyouneedafriend.com? Will you join us at the Body Code on November 5th and 6th? Pick up your mat. Where are you going? Will you resist what I'm saying, or will you be curious instead of critical? Research it for yourself. Don't believe what I'm saying. Make this your truth. Make this your new truth and change your life forever. You are that powerful. And I believe in you, just like I believe in me. Stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself 1,000 times a day, I believe in you. I love you. I trust you. And start feeling it, thinking it, feeling it, and doing it. Every word you speak is an affirmation. Every thought you think is an affirmation. Then you feel it, then you do it. What are you affirming? Life or death? You're in choice. You're always in choice. What do you choose? What do you choose? Now, I know that some of you have questions. If you typed in a Q, I'll check it out. I haven't been looking down because when I'm in the flow, I let it go. I ride the wave. I ride the wave. And I pray and I trust that you will too. Text me 407-373-5959. Tell us what your biggest takeaway of today. When I learned these truths, my life changed. I hope that yours does too. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. I'm going to check all your questions. There'll be a Teacher's Pet Corner if there are any questions, so stay tuned.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Okay, everybody. You have the power now to decide if you're going to share this with your friends, if you're going to watch this over and over again, or if you're just going to keep it hidden. Please help the classroom by sharing, by tagging, by letting everybody know that you are powerful. You are powerful because but you can't do it alone. There is the power inside of you that created you, that's given you the power to create. God bless you all. We'll see you soon. Tomorrow we have Mary Lee Jacobs, and she is going to be talking about their latest documentary, Disease, Reversal, Hope. Do you believe that? We'll see. Bye.